Hello, friends. Today we are talking about this book called Peak: The Secrets from the New Science of Expertise. It is written by two professors, one a PhD in mathematics and one a PhD in psychology. Interesting when a math guy meets with a psychology guy and see what they come up with. Hello, friends. This is Bela Vora. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker, and I talk about all things real estate usually. And today I talk about books and some other, maybe even a podcast that has inspired me because I'm continually reading these books and listening to podcasts on my walks to just get better, to just get the right mindset to do better at my work, manage my team better, and grow my business. So you will hear me talking, here and there about some of these books that have inspired me. And, this sort of came across my table. It talks about expert performance. Are you a born? We've all had these stories about hereditary versus environment. Was Mozart born with something, they talk about, or, is it something that you learn with practice? Again, we've heard about practice makes perfect. Anybody, we've taught our kids any sport or any musical instrument, we kept asking them to practice, practice, practice. So same with the business skills. I realized that all of that incorporated into my business also helped me grow and get better and better. So it is this incremental growth that I'm always looking for after reading these books. So the interesting thing about this book was, and I highly recommend that you read it, a couple of things that I'll mention. One is it sort of breaks those myths. First of all of us have this thing in our head saying, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. That's not me. I'm not good at math, or I'm not good at numbers. That's just a mindset. And he talks about all growth that comes from stepping outside, that comfort zone. And, there are other books that have talked about it as well, where growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone. So you may be doing, the mindset being more important than what you can and cannot do. So that sort of resonated with me. If you'd asked me 2 years ago to make that I should be making videos, I would have said, nope, that's not for me. Who wants to listen to my videos? But now that I'm getting positive feedback from some of the real estate videos that I have put out, I'm encouraged to do more. So here we go. I put myself outside my comfort zone, made some videos, got great feedback, and I'm continually improving it. That's the loop he's sort of talked about. The other thing he talked about was practice, right? We keep talking about practicing and that making perfect, but he talks about deliberate practice. It's purposeful practice. So, it's if you want to be a swimmer, it's not just enough to keep swimming laps all the time as a practice. You got to practice your strokes, you got to practice your breathing, and time yourself and things like that. So that applies to anything, there has to be, we've heard of SMART goals, the acronym SMART, they should be measurable and all of that. So what I like about these books is they build upon something that you already know. So yeah, it's a 300-page book, but it's not like you're going to sit and read every 300 pages of it and it takes that long, because a lot of what you read is already resonating from what you've read before. And so you take the couple ideas that are new that the authors are trying to give you. So that new thing here was for me, um, deliberate practice. The coaches have figured out, the teachers have figured out, the experts have figured out the best way to do certain things. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, go with it. And again, all growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone, and you do better and better. But another thing that they explored that sort of resonated with me as well was the myth of um, learning on the job and doing things over and over and over again. Just because you have been doing something for 30 years. For those of you who know me, one of my pet peeves is when another realtor that I'm doing business with tells me, oh, I've been doing this for 30 years and I know better. Well, not necessarily, because the contracts that you're using right now weren't there 30 years ago. They get updated almost every year. The technology didn't exist 30 years ago. This market didn't exist 30 years ago. The business is shifting, the landscape is shifting. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect to get results, because you have to grow. So the next time you hire a realtor, you can ask them, yes, how long have you been doing this? But another question that would be a corollary to this would be, what have you incorporated into your business in the last year that you learned? Is there something new that you have incorporated? Because if they're not growing, they're not learning, they're stagnating, and they're on to gradual decline, you know. The book made me step back and think, okay, what have I incorporated into my business the last 2-3 years that has helped me grow? And I could easily define what I have done in my business. So that was, very gratifying to hear. So finally, some of the things that I liked about this book is also the anecdotal information. Clearly, these two authors had done a lot of studies and studied other research done by other professors as well. So all that anecdotal information was really fun for me, like reading up about Mozart, for example. I might never read his entire biography or anything, but those little snippets were very, very inspiring and fun to read. Or about the chess players or the violinists, or so there's a lot of anecdotal about the cabbies in London. Oh my God, the next time you go to London, you gotta, pay attention to what the cabbies are doing, because he really takes an entire chapter and, shares with us how they pretty much beat the GPS every time. So, folks, this was the book. I enjoyed it. Hope you will too. I discuss all things real estate. Find me on social media. If you've read something interesting or seen a video that's interesting, a TED Talk, a podcast, an article, please share with me. I would love to collaborate. Find me on social media, Bela Vora Homes. And well, signing off for now. And please keep coming back for more. Subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk about more than just real estate. Take care.